Switzerland bar blast. Several killed in explosion at bar in ski resort of Crans, Montana. What was meant to be a night of celebration, joy, and new beginnings turned into a scene of horror in the heart of the Swiss Alps. As the world welcomed the arrival of 2006, a powerful explosion ripped through a crowded bar in one of Switzerland's most famous ski resort towns, killing several people and leaving many more injured. Emergency sirens echoed through snow-covered streets. Fire lit up the alpine sky. And within minutes, a peaceful tourist destination became the center of a deadly international news story. Tonight, we break down what happened, what authorities know so far, and why this tragedy is raising serious questions about safety in public spaces across the world. Crans, Montana is not just another mountain town. It is one of Switzerland's most prestigious ski resorts, known for luxury hotels, winter tourism, international visitors, and a vibrant nightlife scene during peak season. Every year, thousands of tourists from Europe, North America, and beyond travel here to celebrate holidays, including New Year's Eve. Bars and clubs in the town are typically packed during this time, especially after midnight when ski slopes close and celebrations move indoors. One such venue, a popular bar located in the center of town, was hosting a packed New Year celebration when disaster struck. Just after 1:30 in the morning, witnesses reported hearing the sudden, powerful explosion inside the bar. The blast was strong enough to shake nearby buildings and send debris flying into the street. Within seconds, the explosion was followed by a fast-spreading fire, filling the venue with smoke and flames. People inside scrambled to escape. Some managed to flee into the freezing alpine night. Others were trapped by fire, smoke, or collapsing structures. What should have been music, laughter, and celebration turned into panic, screams, and chaos. Local emergency services were alerted immediately. Firefighters, police officers, and medical teams rushed to the scene, navigating narrow streets and icy conditions. Helicopters were deployed to assist with evacuations and transport the most critically injured to nearby hospitals. Fire crews worked through intense heat and heavy smoke to contain the blaze and search for survivors inside the damaged building. Authorities later confirmed that emergency responders worked for hours in extremely dangerous conditions to prevent further loss of life. Officials have confirmed that multiple people were killed in the explosion and fire. Several others were seriously injured, with victims suffering from burns, smoke inhalation, and trauma caused by the blast. Hospitals in the surrounding region were placed on emergency alert as injured individuals were transported for treatment. While exact numbers are still being finalized, authorities have stated that the death toll may change as investigations continue and injured victims remain under medical care. Families and friends gathered outside hospitals and police stations, desperately waiting for updates about loved ones who had attended the celebration. At this stage, the cause of the explosion remains unknown. Investigators have not confirmed whether the blast was caused by a gas leak, electrical failure, pyrotechnics, or another mechanical issue. Authorities have emphasized that there is no indication of a deliberate or terror-related act. Forensic teams are examining debris, structural damage, and surveillance footage to reconstruct the sequence of events that led to the explosion. Until that work is complete, officials are urging the public to avoid speculation. Following the incident, police secured the area around the bar and imposed strict access controls. A temporary no-fly zone was established over the town to allow emergency helicopters to operate safely and to prevent interference with rescue operations. Local officials also opened emergency support centers for victims and families, providing information, counseling, and assistance. Authorities have stated that public safety remains their top priority as investigations continue. Crans, Montana relies heavily on winter tourism. This tragedy has not only shocked the local community, but has also raised concerns among travelers worldwide. Several events in the area were cancelled or postponed as authorities focused on emergency response and investigation. Tour operators and hotels are closely monitoring the situation, while foreign embassies are working to identify and assist any affected nationals. The incident highlights how quickly a single disaster can impact global travel destinations. Beyond the immediate tragedy, this incident raises larger questions about public safety in crowded indoor spaces, especially during large celebrations. New Year's Eve events often involve packed venues, alcohol consumption, fireworks, and temporary installations, all of which increase risk if safety standards are not strictly enforced. Experts say incidents like this underscore the importance of strict fire safety inspections, sleek evacuation routes, crowd capacity capacity enforcement, emergency response planning. While investigations will determine what went wrong in this case, the lessons extend far beyond one town or one country. As news of the explosion spread, messages of condolences poured in from around the world. Leaders, officials, and ordinary citizens expressed sympathy for the victims and their families. Social media was flooded with messages of support, remembrance, and calls for accountability once the investigation concludes. In moments like this, borders disappear and grief becomes universal. While headlines focus on numbers, the real story lies in the lives affected. People who went out to celebrate the new year with friends, workers who showed up for a normal shift, families who expected a simple holiday call and instead received devastating news. For survivors, recovery will take time physically and emotionally. For families of the victims, the loss is permanent. Authorities have promised full transparency as the investigation continues. A detailed report is expected once forensic examinations are complete and witness statements are analyzed. Officials say any violations of safety regulations will be addressed, and necessary changes will be made to prevent similar tragedies in the future. Until then, the town remains in mourning. This tragedy serves as a stark reminder that even in places known for peace, beauty, and celebration, disaster can strike without warning. As the investigation unfolds, the world watches not just for answers, but for accountability and lessons that could save lives elsewhere. Our thoughts remain with the victims, the injured, and everyone affected by this devastating event in the Swiss Alps. For continued coverage of global events and in-depth current affairs, subscribe to the channel and share this video to keep the conversation going. Stay informed, stay safe.